Of course, the myth of Superman in its various forms has been around for a lot longer than Smallville. Were you a big fan of Superman before you did the show?
The only thing I really knew about Superman was that my older brother loved him. I mean, I never really cared too much about it.
When I was younger, definitely, you know, tying the towels around the neck and running around the house, stuff like that.
I had a pair of underoos, we call them. You know underoos?
No.
Do they have those in England?
No.
Well, they're like pajamas, but, you know, I had a big S.
Okay.
And they're real tight, you know?
Yep.
Real everywhere,
yep,
real tight.
Sure,
and
yep.
back then, I didn't have much, so I wasn't worried about it.
Once I got the show, I looked more into it and read a couple books and things like that. And it's a really interesting story, actually. It's a lot of fun.
The original comic strip, Superman was not a good guy. He was kind of a bad character, and then they knew something was wrong with the story, and eventually they thought, well, he's got to be good. And then it became this whole other thing, and then it took off, and just immediately people just loved it. So that's why it became radio and TV, and then this whole history of movies and things that we have.
But around that time, you must have been too busy being Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard.
I was very busy being Bo Duke at that time. I love the way you say that, Bo Duke.
Just a good old boy.
And for those of you under the age of 25, Bo Duke was the blonde-haired heartthrob in the 1980s cult series, The Dukes of Hazzard.
I was very busy doing that. I was a fan of, certainly of the television show. I did see the movies. I liked the movies.
You know, I saw the Richard Donner movies, the first one with the Lex Luthor portrayed by Gene Hackman. Genius. I mean, how do you top that?
Which is the first Superman that you really remember? Please don't say Lois and Clark.
I think I might have to say Lois and Clark. I didn't read the comic books. I didn't know any of the incarnations.
Lois, wake up. I'm getting us out of here.
Did you watch Lois and Clark?
No.
Never.
I've seen a few episodes. Actually, one of the episodes that I came across late night on TV once was this scene where Clark is sitting with his parents and he says, you know, they're talking, and all of a sudden he says, "Where did I come from?" And I was jumping for the remote, going, "Turn the channel, turn the channel." I didn't want to know what what their concept was or what their idea. I just really want to take this on, you know, what Al and Miles, the writers, have given us.
Christopher Reeve, Dean Cain, and now Tom
Welling. But this is, I think, the first young Clark Kent, though, isn't it?
No, I think so. Now, Annette, you were in Superman 3.
Yes.
And who did you play?
I played Lana Lang.
So you've, of course, worked with Christopher Reeve as Superman. So how does our Tom compare?
It's so different because I mean, Christopher is playing Superman.
Yes.
Clark is playing, we don't know Superman exists in our little world of Smallville. I mean, he's yet to be born.
One of the great things about this particular reincarnation of Superman is that we find out why he makes good choices later on in life. We find out that it wasn't always, you know, he didn't land here and decide, I'm going to do the right thing. I know always what the right thing is. With Tom playing Clark Kent, there's many, many times where he just he doesn't know what to do.
Come on, Dad, you played football in high school?
That was different, son.
Why?
You know why.
If we go running half speed, no one hit anybody.
A lot of things can happen in the heat of the game, son.
Even though the outside of this building looks like an old meatpacking factory, which in fact it was, it houses the 3 main sets for the programme Smallville. Behind me is Lex Luthor's mansion. On the other side of that, you'll find the Kent family barn. And through that door there is the rather delightful Kent family house. Now, don't be confused if the man you saw sitting down you thought was Tom, who is Clark. It isn't. That's actually his photo double. Oi, Rob, come here. So you are Superman's hands.
Superman's hands. I do a lot of the blur speed stuff.
So do you think, actually, really, it ought to be you?
I'm glad it's me.
No, being Clark.
Oh, should Clark be me?
No, should you be Clark? Fortunately, the rest of the Smallville cast are a bit more on their toes than our Rob was, and they have to be. Other shows can take up to a month to shoot an episode. The Smallville team do it all in 8 days.
We are doing a show called Nicodemus.
Okay.
It's all about these people inhaling the pollen of this special kryptonite-infected flower. I can't believe I just said all that.
Everybody starts their inhibitions just escape them, and they're free to say what they want, how they really feel deep down inside.
And what's happened, and what's...
Right now we're going into the Kent establishment, the Kent house.
Yeah.
And I show up and I want to see, because Mr. Kent got in a car accident, I want to see if he's all right.
13 echo take 2, Mark.
Action.
Hi, Lex. Come in.
What do you want?
I heard you pulled one of my employees out of a car today. I wanted to see if you were all right.
No, you didn't. You wanted to see if I was going to sue you or not.
Jonathan, that's enough.
No, Martha, it's not enough. You see, I don't like Lex Luthor. I don't like Lionel Luthor. And I don't like your friendship with my son.
How often do they change what's on the script?
Michael never changes a word.
Really?
Never.
Who's the worst? Who throws in the odd
Well, I
here,
don't
there?
think worse is a fair thing. I would say that some of them take some creative freedom that they're entitled to take.
Cut.
Who's your favourite character, as in the character?
Lex.
Somebody left a chocolate starfish on the counter.
Do you have a laugh? I mean, is it all really heads down when you're filming, or is it quite light-hearted?
Well,
We have a laugh, and its name is Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
That's me. You know what they say about men with space in their teeth.
After the break, I'll be touring the set with the Boy of Steel. Plus, find out how our very own Kelly Brook got on with bad boy Lex Luthor.
Want a private tour?
I thought you'd never ask.
We had a kissing scene the first day we shoot together.